Hello everyone and welcome back to Tech5 Production. So the latest batch of Ada Lovelace GPU has just been released. That is the Nvidia GeForce RTX4060Ti. Now I'm sure if you're a tech enthusiast, you have seen the video review of this card from other sources too. And I'm going to be honest and not lie, I'm quite sad by the performance of this GPU too. But as a tech enthusiast myself, I'm also quite excited to see what this latest generation of GPU has to offer. So, let's go! Why don't we start this video off by talking about the specification of this card. And let's start with the CUDA core count of the 4060 Ti, with it being at 4352. The clock speed of the reference 4060 Ti is 2540 MHz, but some AIB cards, especially the more premium ones, may have higher clock speed compared to the base reference card. As for VRAM, it has 8GB of GDDR6, and according to Nvidia's official site, there will be a 16GB version coming around this July. The memory width of the VRAM is 128-bit bus, so we'll have to see if this will impact its performance, especially in the long run with games using more and more VRAM. Another change made by Nvidia would be its PCIe usage, with the 4060 Ti only using PCIe Gen 4 by 8 instead of by 16. I'm not sure if this will affect anyone that's still running a PCIe Gen 3 system, as we haven't gotten the chance to test that yet, but it's something that we like to mention. Power consumption is the area where there's a nice improvement for this card, with this 4060 Ti only running at 160 watts of power compared to the previous generation of 200 watts, making it much more efficient in terms of frames per watt. Speaking from experience when I used to be a PC builder, the general budget for Malaysian mid-range PC builds are around the price range of 4,000 to 5,000 range. That's why the 60 series of GPU in Malaysia has always been very popular. So this should be the next 60 series of GPU to take over the main mid-range market of Malaysia. And because of that, we'll be using more mid-range oriented components to test out the performance of the 4060 Ti with this i5-13400F. So let's see how it performs. So that was our results from our benchmark for the RTX 4060 Ti. And well, the performance side of things for gaming is a little bit on the underwhelming side, but being the latest and greatest from Nvidia, with it being the 40 series, there's some extra features that we want to mention that give it the upper edge. So with this being the latest generation of GPU, it does have Nvidia's newest 8th generation encoder along with its latest 5th generation decoder. And other than that, Nvidia has included an AV1 encoder and decoder to this GPU too. So I think this will help out for content creators a lot. Oh, not forgetting to mention, of course, that it running on the newest RTX 40 series, it does have DLSS 3.0 included too. So I think that will give it a bit more longevity to this GPU with it having access to a better DLSS technology. And overall, in terms of power efficiency, the RTX 4060 Ti is a lot more efficient compared to its previous generation, with it only running at previously mentioned, 160 watt. This allows it to even higher end AIB card models to run at only 1/8 pin, allowing for quite an easy build for most mid-range PCs. And now for the pricing. Now the 4060 Ti price ranges around from 2.1 to around the 2.3, 2.4K range, depending on the brand and model that you purchase. Now if we recall back for the RTX 3060 Ti's launching price, back here in Malaysia, it launched with a price of around 2.2 to around the 2.5K mark. And not forgetting that the price did eventually pick up to about 3,000 for the 3060 Ti during the mining GPU shortage craze. So even that, despite inflations and everything, it's nice to see that the 4060 Ti's price actually didn't went up that much compared to the 3060 Ti's launching price. So that was our review of the RTX 4060 Ti. Now, this card, in terms of performance leap over its previous generation in gaming, is not really that big, but I think with the new addition of DLSS 3.0, along with the new encoders and decoder, even like AV1 inside, I think this will be a great upgrade, especially if you're someone who's coming from an older card such as a GTX 1060, which I know a lot of my friends are still running, and of course, like the legendary RX 580. I think this is a great upgrade from those cards, as it'll give you a big performance uplift. But of course, if you're coming from a newer card such as a 3060 Ti or even the 3060, you might want to hold off just a little longer to see what AMD has to offer or the next generation of Nvidia GPUs. We hope this video helped you out in your next GPU purchase or upgrade. And we hope you like, share and subscribe this video, and see you guys later. Bye bye! Alright, it's done.
Okay again.
Aiya, 1080p only lah. What more you want?